Yes, I think they are green pastel. Yeah.
But I heard that they're making their way to Fredericktown. The gate is going. Yes, yes. Well, there's word that there's been a Confederate unit making a threat on Washington. And Abel's going to use that threat rather than
General Early.
Fresh peaches!
It's a very scary time.
Fresh peaches and early produce. I have cookies. Ladies, come. Peaches, cookies, baked goods. Yes, I have so much. Would you ladies and gentlemen, would you help me out by distributing these to the crowd?
Yes.
Well, there's quite a few people here. I think we'll have no trouble with all of it.
Pass those out. Yeah, people would love to have some peaches.
Yes, yes, yes.
Baked goods. Yeah. This is
There it is. Let me get some of this.
Yeah, excuse me. Oh, look at
Some of that away.
would you like some cookies?
I really love it. Looking delicious.
There you go. Yeah, look right. Get yourself certainly know these real cookies, yeah. So
So many wonderful
Are you together?
Farmer Max has had a very bountiful harvest this year.
Cookies?
Yes, early harvest. Would you like a tomato or a peach? Delicious. And I'm this young man,
They are
going to like a sweet treat. Made by Farmer Max wife. Love it. Tell it like that. Unless you like the peach.
Yes, indeed. You got one.
Farmer Max.
Good morning, Mr. Hogan.
Good morning, Mr. Master.
Yes.
We'll go this way.
It is a gorgeous day.
The peaches.
They are
Fresh, tasty.
very early.
They're a bit early,
Yeah.
but it's never too early for a good peach cobbler.
Ah, peach cobbler. That is so good, you know. But I like peaches and cream.
Fair enough.
You know what? I bet you we could have some ice cream to go with those peaches too. That would be delicious. Hey ladies, why don't we have a contest to see what the best peach dessert is? Is that a good idea? We men would be more than happy to judge the desserts for you. Oh, I don't know about prizes, just a good appetite. Look at over there, Mr. Matthews, over at the Franklin Hotel. It looks like Confederates are going inside. I wonder what they could be up to today.
I'll tell you this. There can't be anything to it.
No, they're usually with the rebels around.
Step back to a hot July day. Franklin County communities were growing and changing. The county's population was about 45,000, and farming was still a mainstay. An acre spread across the Mason-Dixon line into the great Appalachian Valley. It was the midst of the Civil War. After Franklin County served as a training ground for Union soldiers, and the Cumberland Valley Railroad carried supplies into the Shenandoah Valley. After Jeb Stuart raided Franklin County in 1862, relieving it of horses, food, clothing, and hostages. This is even after the Great Invasion of Pennsylvania in June 1863, when 75,000 Confederate soldiers camped here, flying their flags over Waynesboro and Chambersburg, before moving on to the battle at Gettysburg and the retreat through Monterey Pass.
No time was the war close to the people of Franklin County than on July 30th, 1864.
Yes, indeed, it is another hot day. We have had so many of them this month. But it's nearly the end of the month, isn't it, boys? July 30th. But I believe that we will also have a blazing hot August. Just look at the sun beating down on the county courthouse. Oh, it would be a typical Saturday in Chambersburg if it weren't for whatever those rebels are doing over there.
I hope those Confederates enjoyed their breakfast over at the hotel.
They probably paid with Confederate script like this. They took all of my chickens and they left me nothing but this worthless script.
You know, on my way into town this morning, I saw a group of them go into the neighbor's smokehouse. They took everything. Then, they scared off all the children, and the final insult, they took every piece of clothing that was hanging on the clothesline to dry.
No, those rascals.
Every scrap, down to the last saw. Down.
They were, Mrs. Ludwig, she was making bread in her summer kitchen. She left the loaves to cool for a little bit. Then she came back, all the loaves were gone.
I could have guessed. Thieves, a lot of them.
I heard that they were looking for the Ludwig Brewery. Not only that, but they were asking about the apothecary.
And now look, there's a group of them that's taken to be deviling our townsfolk.
What?
Yes.
Come to safety. Come to safety.
You, sir! Yes, I'm talking to you. That sure is a mighty nice hat you got on. It's also a nice pair of shoes you got there. My soldiers can use some of those. You have a pair of spectacles in your pocket? Because I lost mine during the fight around Fredericktown, Maryland.
You are not taking my hat.
You'll see what I take out of Pennsylvania when we're done here.
Scoundrel.
Well, howdy do, ladies. For a bunch of Northerns, you look pretty awesome.
Please.
Soldier, report to Colonel Peters. The
Yes,
way
sir.
orders.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are very brave.
Wait, is that thunder I hear in the distance? Maybe we'll have some relief from the heat.
Nein, Jakob, I think that was artillery. Yeah, that was definitely a cannon. I think.
We might have something more than artillery to worry about. Listen. Yeah, I hear horses. Many, many horses. Yes, there are more. We have something to worry about, I think. Yes, indeed. Who is this? I don't know.
Citizens of Chambersburg! Citizens of Chambersburg! Gather round now! Gather round! Grab your friends, your family, your loved ones! General McCausland is here and he demands your attention. Gather round now.
Mr. Hoke, why are we being gathered together?
I do not know. but I think that we will soon find out.
Thank you. Make way. People of Chambersburg, I am here on official business of the Army of the Valley. I'm General John McCausland, and I bring orders from General Jubal Early. Move closer. I said move closer. You must hear. The Army of the Confederacy has seen the devastation of the Shenandoah Valley. General Jubal Early has witnessed with his own eyes the charred remains of private homes, barns, and businesses. And it is therefore time to open up the eyes of the people of the North to the enormity of these actions by an example of retaliation. And Chambersburg has been selected as a site for such retribution. I shall read the proclamation. By order of General Jubal Early of the Army of Northern Virginia, Chambersburg is ordered to pay $100,000 in gold, that's right, or $500,000 in Yankee greenbacks. If this demand is not met, Chambersburg will be burned. So talk amongst yourselves and gather your resources and pay the ransom, or Chambersburg will burn.
These orders are real. This is serious.
This is real. Pay up.
The demand is clear.
People of Chambersburg, you better gather your resources. Our orders, we have them. This is real. We will burn this place to the ground.
This cannot be!
We cannot pay so much.
Oh my goodness.
Pay up.
How can we do this?
Pay up now.
Oh no,
You.
taking Mr. Hope.
You.
Up there, see the general.
No, Vincenzo with him.
Who are you, sir? And what is your role in this town?
My name is Jacob Oak. I am a merchant here on the Diamond and one of the leading citizens of Chambersburg. My family and I have worked very hard for many, many years to make what we have here, our homes and our community. My friends and my neighbors, they have worked very hard also. How can you ask us to pay this? We cannot pay this. I assure you, sir, Chambersburg does not have this kind of money. We are a humble community of merchants and farmers. We are good and generous people, and we do not deserve this kind of treatment.
Well, we are good people in the South too, sir. Now, this is not a personal matter. This is war. You see, I'm General John McCausland, and I bring orders from General Jubal Early, and he has ordered that the town be ransomed. And if you do not pay, you will see your city destroyed.
General, we have been raided, we have been occupied, we have been liberated, and we have been occupied again. But this is one town, too much war for one town.
Well, you best be focused on gathering your resources instead of waiting on the federal cavalry to save
The
you.
federal cavalry are nearby, and if we stand firm, maybe they will arrive in time.
You may go. If I can have my commanders come forward.
Do you have anybody at all?
Colonel Peters, General Johnson and the remainder of our forces on the heights. And what is the status on the other side of town?
I've placed pickets on all approaches around the town. Scouts report Yankee cavalry about 10 miles south of Greencastle. I believe it's Averill. He's not moved, at least not yet.
Well, we whipped Averill before, haven't we? Yes, we have. And we can do it again, but
Yep.
I do not wish to fight him here if I can avoid it. You know, these people, they may think that we are the devil, but I will spare them the hell of war if we can avoid it.
He may not want to fight us here. He may be looking to ambush us on our way back to Potomac, hoping to take the same route Stuart did in '62.
Well, Jeb is gone now. God rest his soul. And our mission is quite different than his ride around McClellan.
These townsfolk may be able to pay the ransom. We just give them a little bit more time.
These people are stubborn, or either they don't take us seriously,
But either way, we can't let the federal cavalry take advantage of our position. I won't fall into Averill's trap. And I won't tolerate these obstinate farmers much longer.
Hey, I must speak with the general. Please, let me speak
Let
with
him
the
come
general.
on up.
General, you
again.
have confiscated many more things. Medical supplies and clothing and much, much more. Perhaps if we gave you some grain, silage, some hay, that would be enough to spare Chambersburg.
You had best open your pockets, your purses, your bank vaults, wherever you're hiding these resources that you claim you do not have before your town is reduced to a pile of ashes.
General, let us reason with one another. You spoke of the devastation of the South. Perhaps your family and your friends, your neighbors. Why would you wish to visit the same result upon the poor, defenseless people of Chambersburg?
I have indeed seen devastation that are brought on by the very same armies that you're hoping will rescue you. Those same armies have been busy burning women and children out of their homes throughout the Shenandoah Valley.
What kind of man are you? What rules or laws of war do you follow that allow you to make war on people who cannot defend themselves?
You ask what kind of men are we? My ranks are filled with farmers, shopkeepers, and carpenters. Ordinary men that are swept up in extraordinary circumstances. Well, I suspect they're much like the people here in Chambersburg. Well, I was a professor at the Virginia Military Institute before this war began, and it was my cadets that guarded your very own John Brown after his failed insurrection. So you ask what kind of men are we? We, sir, are the people that the men that the people of Virginia rely on to beat back the rolling tide of northern armies that have come down out of Pennsylvania and other northern states and waged a relentless war of attrition against their brethren below the Mason-Dixon.
General, you are asking more of us than we can give. We have already told you that we cannot meet your ransom demands. Some of the men in town are saying that we should not even pay a partial tribute. The banks have sent all of their money east. Our hands are tied in this matter. I believe that you are going to regret what you do if you live to regret anything at all.
The demand is clear and time is short. I shall not negotiate for the spoils of war.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you believe these Pennsylvanians?
Watch your fire.
Yeah.
Men, can you believe these Pennsylvanians? They are ready to reduce their town to a pile of ashes. They won't even pay up. They do.
What we don't have.
I can see that the tribute will not be paid. Men, we will start burning at the courthouse.
We have worked hard for what we have here.
Please.
That's
It
good.
makes no sense.
Please, we are women and children and grandparents.
What are we to
Cover
do? Where are
everything
we
with
to
kerosene. I want it doused good.
Save yourself, please.
You have no mercy. What can we do to stop this ridiculous order?
Fire the town! Fire the town!
Oh!
Light it up, man! Fire it! I want fire on the buildings, man!
What are they? Oh, goodness.
Make sure we got plenty of kerosene on everything.
Oh, no.
Yes, that's good. It's starting to burn, man.
Look, what are they doing? Oh, my goodness.
That's very good, men. Make sure there's plenty of kerosene on everything. These orders must be executed in haste.
Oh, yes. What else are they going to burn? Maybe they'll spare some of the buildings. Please.
your town is in God's hands. But you have sealed that fate by your refusal to pay. With your very own David Hunter, wasn't it? The game is the men of the Union when those atrocities were at hand.
We did not begin this war.
That's right.
No, we didn't. No.
Any good.
Well, perhaps by Chambersburg's sacrifice, the Yankee Army will stop waging war on the innocent citizens of the Confederacy. Now these proud Pennsylvanians have refused to pay. Now the devil is to pay.
Keep it burning, troops. Keep it burning.
What? Look over there.
Fire the Franklin Hall, man.
No. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Look at this. There's smoke coming up over here. Look at this. Oh, this is terrible. How have you no mercy? Oh, look at it over there. Look at all the smoke coming out of the building. Oh, goodness. Flames. So much of town. Oh, my gosh.
And so, the burning of Chambersburg began July 30th, 1864. And no matter how hard the townspeople pleaded, it made no difference. These Confederate troops moved to carry out their orders.
Look over there. That squad of men, they're smashing through the front of the Franklin Hotel. They are not allowing anyone to save any of their dearest possessions, and they're breaking up chairs and tables to start their fire. This is so horrible.
Oh, goodness.
How can they be so terrible?
I'm just kidding. What?
They deserve it.
How can you continue this atrocity? Please, in God's name, I beg you to stop these terrible things.
As I said, Mr. Hoke, if you were a godly man, then you would know that the fate of your town was in God's hands. But again, I tell you, you have sealed that fate because you have refused to pay, you proud Pennsylvanians.
Each testimony, the non-family was left home. As if the blazing heat of July was not enough. The young, the old, the sick were left without a home to stay.
The entire town is ablaze. Walls
They're crumbling, and the smoke is so thick, people are fleeing in every direction. The stables are on fire, and no one has been able to release the livestock. It looks as if the paper mill has been fired. Black swirls of smoke are billowing from the furnaces along the Connecutic Creek.
So much smoke is coming from North Main. They are burning in every direction. People are fleeing into the alleyways with just the clothing that they are wearing. They're not allowing them to take anything. Photos, relics, dear family possessions. They're simply taking it and not allowing the people to hold on to their things. Everyone is fleeing. They're beating in the doors and smashing up their furniture and then just spreading gasoline over and throwing the flames. We can't stop it.
For 2 hours, the work of desolation continued. More than half the town is burning. The roaring glory, the glow of the flames, the shrieks of women and children are louder than all the terrible blasphemy of the rebel soldiers. It is such an unbelievable scene of horror.
The fatherless and the widow continue to plead, but in vain. They are not spared. They are helpless to stop the Confederate soldiers, and shortly will be left homeless. As all hope of mercy closes, the pleading townfolk flee.
Men, douse some more kerosene over everything. We gotta burn the town down to the ground. Colonel Peters, come on up here. Colonel Peters, I'd like you to fire the town hall and the mansion house, moving south along Main Street.
Sir, is this done by your orders? These are women and children. This ain't right.
General Jubal Anderson Early, my commander, and yours has ordered that the town be ransomed. Now these proud Pennsylvanians have refused to pay. So now the devil is to pay.
Sir, I've honored the Confederacy since Virginia's secession, but I would sooner resign my commission
and break my sword to carry out this order.
Colonel, you have served gallantly, and you may need that sword before long, but, Colonel, I cannot tolerate insubordination. You're relieved of your command and consider yourself under arrest.
Sir, I'll take my leave. Major Gilmore! Take men, get them in formation, march them out west. You're in charge.
Major Gilmore, see to the firing of the Mansion House. And Major Gilmore, I'd like the Masonic Temple on 2nd Street checked, and I'd like a guard there posted to prevent its burning.
Soon, not a house or building 2 blocks north, south, east, or west of the diamond will be standing. People are fleeing to the cemeteries and fields around the town. Many are women, children, and older residents. Most are in shock.
Invariably, the Confederates entered every room of the home, rifling through the contents of each room, appropriating money, jewelry, valuables, and any other valuable possessions, oftentimes putting a pistol to the head of the home's occupants, demanding money or their lives. In some instances, the townspeople offered bribes, and even when the bribes were accepted, the home was burned anyway.
Men, what is the status of Alexander McClure's house on the north side of town?
Alexander McClure's house Norman has been fired and is burning.
As it should be. McClure is an ally of Lincoln, and he has slandered the Confederacy far too often in his newspapers.
Over there, rebels are seizing a flag which a lady happened to have in her home. With some difficulty, she wrestled it from their grasp, folded it about her person, and walked away from her burning home, past the furious soldiery, determined that the flag should become her shroud.
This mother and her children were just ordered from their home as furniture throughout the home were broken and doused with kerosene.
Children, do not cry. Do not let these men see you cry.
Every child straightened up, brushed away their falling tears, and bravely walked away from their home.
Citizens looked on with dismay upon the destruction of their lifelong labor and industry. Many fled to the cemetery, and there, in the midst of death, one little life was added to the wretched throng, as a young woman who had been expected gave birth to her firstborn child.
Men, as you can see, I believe our work here is done. You can form your companies and rejoin the main regiment, and stay alert for Yankee cavalry from the south.
Has your glorious cause been satisfied with this senseless destruction of Chambersburg?
I find no glory in this devilish business. It's a damn shame it's come to this, and I may be damned along with it.
Only the outskirts of Chambersburg remain. The town hall, bank, German Reformed printing establishment, every hotel and shop in town, and every mill and factory in the center of town have been burned, and 2 churches are blazing. Between 300 and 400 dwellings are burning, and at least 2,500 people are without a home or hearth. 3/4 of our town is destroyed.
Crumbling walls, stacks of chimneys, and smoking embers are all that remain of once elegant and happy homes. The large Franklin Hotel, the arcade buildings, John B. Cook's houses and tannery, Riley's Hotel, the late Matthew Gillen's large dwelling, J. M. Wolfkill Storm dwelling, G.W. Brewers, and Mr. Joseph Chambers' beautiful residences are among the many valuable properties on the street in ruins.
As a final act of destruction, the Confederates stopped on their way out of town at the residence of the superintendent of public schools and burnt his home because, as they told his family, he taught Negroes.
Soon the hunger of the little ones added new horror to the scene. Families were separated, and distracted fathers and mothers could be seen everywhere, seeking amid the confusion for those who were missing.
The town soon became one mass of living flame, which ascended straight to heaven as it called down the vengeance of God upon the incendiaries. Here and there, whirlwinds went like gigantic corkscrews, carrying paper and clothing high in the air and miles into the surrounding country, as if to bear witness of the foul outrage.
More than one soldier we seen weeping like a child over the destruction that they had caused. Hardened what they were to war, they would cry out this outrage. I never enlisted for this.
For miles around, the frightened inhabitants fled. They knew not whither. Some continued their flight until they collapsed to the ground with exhaustion. Pocketbooks and watches were taken. Bundles, shawls, and valises were snatched out of the hands of women and children, only to be thrown to the ground.
In 4 or 5 hours, a thriving town was reduced to a pile of ashes. General Jubal Early's orders were completed, and the Confederate troops retreated.
Within a few hours, the Federal troops came through the devastation that was Chambersburg in pursuit of the rebels. On August 7th, in Moorefield, Virginia, they caught up with the rebels and had a wonderful victory. The soldiers were heard to shout, "Surrender, you house-burning villains," and "Remember Chambersburg."
The once beautiful town of Chambersburg was in ashes. 11 squares of blackened ruins and 2,000 people suddenly homeless, dashed to poverty, torn violently from the sacred associations of the past, driven to wander the streets and countryside, seeking shelter and a place to rest.
Knee stacks and fragments of walls formed the dreary outline of ruined houses. Not a light was left but the fitful glowing of embers and the rubbish that filled the cellars. The silence of the grave reigned where oft was heard the voice of mirth and music, of prayer and praise. Now and then someone tread heavily along in the middle of the street, the pavements blocked by falling walls.
The destruction was massive. When the fires subsided and the people were sure that the Confederates had left town, they crawled out from their hiding places and viewed their town laid to waste.
Evening crept in, and tiredness took over the now poor and homeless people of Chambersburg.
Sadness settled in, and homeless numbered more than 2,000.
Any building that escaped destruction was opened and soon filled to capacity. Some of the homeless made their way to the outskirts of town to visit with friends and family, and they went to other parts of Franklin County. Some fled to the countryside to spend their first night in the country after the Great Fire.
Chambersburg, founded in 1764 and burned in 1864.
From around Pennsylvania, from around the Union, people gave, and people helped, nourishing the homeless of Chambersburg and bolstering the spirit of community.
Chambersburg did survive. Day by day, it rebuilt and grew.
The rebirth of Chambersburg is a testament to the spirit of its residents and to the human spirit. It is that spirit and history that we honor what happened here.
She got a cut with a sword at Chancellorsville. She got cut again at Shallow Hill. There was Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg. And the south wind blew hard on that ragged old flag. On Flanders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II. She hung limp and low a time or two. She was in Korea, Vietnam. She went where she was sent by Uncle Sam. She waved from our ships upon the briny foam. And now they've about quit waving her back here at home. But in her own good land, she's been abused. She's been burned, dishonored, denied and refused. And the government for which she stands is scandalized throughout the land. And she's getting threadbare and wearing thin. And she's in good shape for the shape she's in. Because she's been through the fire before. And I believe she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning. We take her down every night. We don't let her touch the ground, and we fold her up just right. You know, on second thought, I do like to brag, 'cause I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag.
I could sing every day, a song of thanksgiving and blessings and praise, a song that in singing it lifts me up, reflecting the fullness of my sacred cup, a song that is healing and gentle and kind, a song to remind me that I am divine. A song that is joyful each time it is told. A song that's more precious than silver or gold. I am good, I am God. I am good, I am God. I am good, I am God. I am good. I am good, I am God. I am good, I am God. I am good. I am God, I am good. I wished for a song I could sing every day, a song of thanksgiving and blessings and praise, a song that in singing it lifts me up, reflecting the fullness of your sacred cup, a song that is healing and gentle and kind, a song to remind you that you are divine, a song that is joyful each time it is told, a song that's more precious than silver or gold. You are good, you are God, you are good, you are God, you are good, you are God, you are good, you are good. You are God, you are good, you are God, you are good, you are God, you are good. I wished for a song I could sing every day, a song of thanksgiving and blessings and praise, a song that in singing it lifts you up and reflecting the fullness of our sacred cup, a song that is healing and gentle and kind, a song to remind us that we are divine, a song that is joyful each time it is told, a song that's more precious than silver or gold. I am good, you are God. We are good, I am God. You are good, we are God. I am good. You are good, we are God. I am good, you are God. We are good, I am God. You are good.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here for the burning of Chambersburg live reenactment telling our story as a town.